Part 2. Hey, I'm Oxnard.
Hey, I'm Dexter.
Hey, I'm Boss. Welcome to Part 2, Season 1, Westworld, Episode 2 discussion.
It's been a while since we've been able to hang out and talk about this show, so I'm glad we're back here doing
First
it
episode was
again.
called The Original, by the way. Second episode was called Chestnut.
Yeah, why was it called Chestnut?
Because... I don't know.
Because this is a nice little chestnut of an episode, am I right?
Maybe because the McPoyle guy is the chestnut? He's going to sprout into something bigger?
Probably. That's probably it.
Yeah, whatever.
Maybe he's a water chestnut and people just throw him out
Right.
when they get Chinese food.
So I can't recap this one as well, but let me start by saying...
You can just read the Wikipedia synopsis if you want.
Yeah, Dexter basically said he thinks that Bernard, head of programming, was saying something to Dolores that woke her up in the middle of the night, and she goes out into the field. Eventually we figure out, we learn that she digs up a gun. He tells her exactly where to dig it up.
Yeah, because she says suddenly at the last time, she keeps doing this, and she does it at the beginning and she does it at the end, and at the end she's like, here, or something. And then she digs up this gun, which I'm assuming has to be able to kill players.
Right.
That's can be the only purpose. Because now, you find these. Now this is like the second real world item that we found that a host has found inside Westworld, and so I'm assuming that's got to be something that allows a host to kill a player.
Before we continue, I just remembered something big from the first episode that I forgot to mention. Dolores, at one point, she's like painting the horses in the landscape by a river, and this couple and their son come to see her, and the son says to her, "You're not real, are you?" And nothing really comes to that scene. It's just like Dolores kind of brushes it off and is like, "Oh, I gotta head home before dark." But later in the episode, Bernard, the head of programming, is looking at a photograph of that kid in his hands, and he puts it in his pocket.
Really?
Yes! I was like, what the fuck? This was the third time I watched it, by the way, because I was trying to look for a crazy detail.
I thought that was just like maybe his kid or something, or...
Well, maybe it is.
But made as a robot?
I don't know. No, the kid was supposed to be real. I think that was
He was supposed to,
insinuated.
but if he had a photo
kid was
of him...
real. Yeah.
But he has a photo of him.
What?
Yes.
I'm trying to find
Mind
this.
blown. What that was about. Anyway, Dolores, in the second episode, she goes into town, and while she's doing her routine by her horse, she has a flashback, a memory of the shootout that happened. Teddy died. And Maeve, the head of the whorehouse, or whores, or it's not really a whorehouse, walks up to her. She's
Head
like,
of the
hey,
whores.
Hey, you gotta move. I don't want people thinking you're one of my girls. And she says to her, "These violent delights have violent ends." So I'm thinking maybe that's the command that starts memories in them.
And because that triggers something in the prostitute.
Yes, Maeve.
What's her name? Maeve.
And maybe that's what Peter said to...
Yeah, that's what I...
Among other
that's
things, because he spoke to her a lot longer than that.
I thought at some point for some reason I thought we know that's what it was. I don't know why. I might have just been...
I think it's kind of easy to guess that. I don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Boss, we were talking about this. Like, do you think they remake these robots over and over again each day? Or only when they get destroyed?
I have no idea, really.
I don't think it's every day. I think only because Maeve, I think, is the example. Oh my god, I'm just looking at the... Boss, I'm sorry to go back here, but I'm just looking at this, what you're talking about, where Bernard is looking at this picture, and I'm trying to see if that's the same boy.
It looks exactly like it. Would make sense to be any other kid.
Is that scene like right after that horse
It's
scene?
really close to that.
Very close to it.
Yeah.
It is not right after. It is very close to it. There is basically it's that scene with Dolores and the boy by the river, and then it goes to the scene where Ed Harris is taking the dealer away, and then it goes to maybe even another scene And then you see it's the Dolores scene. Then it's Lee talking to whatever Teresa, the British guy, talking to the woman back in the real world. Then it's the dealer and the man in black, and then it's Bernard addressing the issue of that sheriff who malfunctioned, and he's there with the sheriff, and he's looking at the picture, and wow, that is so crazy.
Going back to the first episode, or the second episode in the beginning, you think it's the head of programming's voice, Bernard. I think it's the man in black. Not because of the sound of the voice, but because of what is said. He says, do you remember? And then, right after he says that, it shows William, the new guest, on the train. So people think that the man in black is William.
Right.
Oh, all right. Let me see that. Let me say this. Well, keep going. I'm gonna watch that part.
It's like really.
I'm
like,
just confirming. I think you're right. I think it is the same
like
kid.
scrambled.
I think it's the same kid in the picture. I was just going back to that, but I'm telling you, the first time, maybe. Oh, I was convinced it was Bernard, but I'm gonna check it. I'm gonna double check. Hold on.
No, that's weird. I don't have any explanation as to why he would have a picture of that kid.
That's nuts.
It's bizarre.
I think I just looked at it again. Both parts. I think it's the same. I think it's the same kid.
It wouldn't make any
like, why
sense.
Do they have
it's just a random kid. Two random kids that look alike. Because there was no point to that scene with the family and Dolores besides that.
Wait, say that again?
There was no point to that scene with the family and Dolores besides that.
Yeah, I guess we just got a little detail like, oh, we can't cross the river because it's not kid friendly over the river.
Yeah,
whatever.
No, it's the same kid. It's the same kid. That's all right. Well, hold on. No, wait. Be quiet for 1 second, okay? Because I'm listening to this part to hear if it's Bernard. Hold on. Just edit this part. Oh man, you know what the fuck is so weird?
It's staticky.
Yes.
It's like you're speaking through one of those voice scramblers.
Yeah, I did. Oh my god! But I hear Bernard's voice.
So maybe
again.
I don't know. I don't know how he's possibly speaking to her or controlling her. That's weird.
I find it weird. Like they need to take these robots out to like talk to them. I would think you have like a feed that goes right to them. You can do everything.
Are they plugged in or something?
You don't want them to break
physically
character.
Bring them out from somewhere.
They never show like Anthony Hopkins is supposed to be like the programmer. They never show like anything that they would use to program with. Like how are they programming
well,
this?
They have
You see
the
machines.
Tablets.
What's that?
They have the tablets.
But is that how Anthony Hopkins is programming on a tablet?
Well, they
I
have
don't think
glasses.
so. That's just to
speak
monitor.
I almost imagine maybe a programmer, like we're not thinking of it, they don't mean programmer the way we mean it. To them, maybe a programmer is almost like a psychologist.
Right.
Like a robot psychologist, because when he talks to them in specific ways.
Yes.
As he's studying them. So I think programmer in that world means something very different.
That's a
Very
good idea.
Asimov. Very Asimov. I don't know. I'm listening to it again.
I don't think you're
it's
supposed
staticky,
to know
but
who it
I
is.
hear Bernard's voice.
The only reason I think it's the man in black is because he says, "Do you remember?" and it goes right to William's face.
Who's William?
The guy in the train.
McPoyle.
Oh, McPoyle. Oh, and so what? Do you remember? What does that mean with William? You think that's a flashback?
People think that William is the man in black.
Yeah, like that's what I think too. I think you're seeing 30 years ago. He's going to become the man in black, and when he comes in, he has no interest in like sex.
Yeah.
You know, he's more interested in the subtleties.
Right.
You can tell he likes Dolores.
And the man in black, he's
Right.
not interested in the sex and violence either. He's interested in, the greater game.
Yeah.
Well, he
He's obsessed with the
does. He
subtlety.
does rape her though first.
Well,
Well, we
and I
don't
guess
see
he's
it.
bored.
And thank God for that.
Well,
that's interesting. That's fucking interesting, man.
So
wow.
yeah, let's hold on. Let's recap a little. So
okay, all right, we'll get to this.
William,
but I still am convinced it's Bernard.
Okay, that's fine.
Anyway.
That's fine. William and his friend show up on this train, and they're greeted by these sexy robots who apparently are hosts. She takes them to the dressing room. She's like, "Hey, we can bang if you want. Dress up. I'll help you change." And all kinds of stuff. And he's like, "No, that's okay."
Missed opportunity there.
He picks up. I know, right? She was hot.
Did you guys notice too that this episode, the director of this episode was named Richard Lewis.
Yeah, Richard J. Lewis.
Anyway, continue.
Oh, Neil Marshall is going to direct the third one.
He gets into his outfit, and then he walks out of the change room, and she's like, one more choice. And he looks behind him, he's got all these nice cowboy hats, black or white. And he chooses white. He wants to be the white knight.
That's right.
He opens the door, goes on the train.
The light in the door.
He's like, so how does this thing begin, to his friend? And all of a sudden the train starts moving. They're in the Wild West yonder. I don't know what do you call that, the mountains.
Now, if you notice, too, I was wondering, how does this work? Because he goes down this very particular hallway. There's nobody else there.
That is
weird. He goes to the door, and the door closes. But if you notice, behind him, you see like a shadow rolling. So it's like some kind of elevator system.
Yeah.
But how do they know? And because then his friend walks in later zipping his fly up. He obviously, had a good time with his host. But how does that work with the elevator? How do they know where to go and when?
No, maybe they're one guest is on each floor or something, or in the train stops at each floor and they each get on. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I did like how his reactions, like he's on the train car, he has a drink, and then he thinks, like, oh, so this is it, this is Westworld. But then when it opens up, then he's like, oh, this is Westworld,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like...
And he still doesn't even understand how big it is.
Yes. Yeah. When they're in town, he's like, well, it's bigger than I thought. He's like, this is nothing, his friend. This is nothing.
Wait till you see the horses.
Right.
Man, this is blowing my mind that this might be... This is a flashback for the Man in Black.
Now,
Really? You didn't think that?
It just didn't occur to me.
Dexter,
it just didn't occur to me.
I didn't think of it. Oxnard told me he thought that, so...
I didn't know, but then
I saw
because you know why? Because he hates this. What is this guy? This guy that he's traveling with, this douche, is like his boss or something. It's
like a coworker who maybe outranks him a little bit, and knows he's like an uptight guy and wants to like bring him there or something.
Yeah, and
what's his name? Logan?
Is he wearing the same? Does he have the same hat as the Man in Black? The guy Logan?
Well, they all have black hats.
No, I know, but I was just wondering if it was the same thing. I was just trying to see, look for any more clues, but I don't know. I was just
people said,
blown away here.
Because I looked it up after Oxnard told me that, and people have this theory too. They say that when they stop at the train, like when the train stops, that it looks different. I don't think it looks different. They said
the train that he's on when they're in Westworld, or when he first is arriving at the facility.
No, not the train, but when they get off, the town looks different when they get off of the train.
Oh, really?
I looked.
I
don't think it does. I got to look at the pictures side by side, I guess. But one detail they said is different is that the logo for Westworld they said is different.
Oh, yeah, I did see something.
I'm just watching it right now. That's weird that you just said that because it is different. It is a different logo.
I didn't notice that stuff.
As he's getting off the escalator with his sexy host, and, she's asking questions about, like, his history, his medical history, and his mental health history. Right. And it is a different logo, I believe. That's weird. And,
that just gave me an idea.
They show us that other, like... It's the eye patch British drunkard guy. There's a lot of British people in Westworld. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. Well, I think it's because of Anthony Hopkins. He wanted to throw in.
Oh, that's true.
I just had a thought
that's probable.
About the different logos. Because I'm still on the fence about the Man in Black being William. I don't think that that's the case. I think you're supposed to maybe think that, but it's not. I think maybe there's more than one Westworld. And they use different logos.
He's in Euro Westworld.
No, they're all
He's in
connected.
Eastworld.
They're like all connected, but there's a different maybe logo for each. I don't know.
Oh, maybe. No, possible. But and the other thing that I was thinking of maybe is because in the first episode they really show you several storylines that you can go down as a guest, and then suddenly they introduce this old one-eyed British drunk, like I said, who falls out. We don't see that in the first one.
Right. Something else they mention.
You know what I mean? And that seems to be something that just happens constantly, like the guy bumping into you.
Yes.
But we don't see that,
William.
So that might be...
He bumps into William. The thing that is different is that they say Teddy's a new one. He's not in that time when William and his friend get off. Teddy's not there.
Is he also the train? How many train cars are there?
I don't know.
That's what I want to know. Because he walks in. That's the first train car he walks in. It's the one with the bar. And then when in the first one we see Teddy, it's just like your basic, seats on the train. You hear women talking, and they're talking about Teddy and all this kind of stuff. I mean, that's. And he's only in there for a little bit, and then all of a sudden, there's some shaking, and then boom, he's in Westworld. Uh-huh. So how many train cars? And maybe there's only the one that you enter, and then that's what it used to be like.
I think maybe families with kids, they probably go in a different way. You know what I mean? Because the first thing off that train, a kid can easily just go into the brothel and just start seeing hookers everywhere and gambling and drinking. So I think, single guys go in one way. Maybe people looking for a different part of the world go in another way.
Well, I'm assuming a kid isn't unsupervised. I don't know.
Just wait. Well, that one kid was unsupervised in this episode.
Basically, I'm not going to really recap the whole thing, but something else interesting happens.
We're jumping all over already anyway.
The man in black, he finds this guy getting hung, and apparently he knows this guy previously, but the guy doesn't remember him. And
it seems like he knows everyone.
Right, yeah, he basically
has been there for 30 years.
Yeah.
He's fucked everybody in this game.
And
he's fucked every person, every horse, every pillow, every whatever.
Moving on to cows.
He takes the guy to, I guess, the town where he's from, and he's like, the thing I love is all the details. The real world, it's all random, but this place, it all makes sense, because he knew this guy that he saved from being hung, and he's like, I never knew you had a family. And his family lives there, and basically shoots up this posse that tries to kill him. The man in black shoots him up, and
his cousins, the guy's cousins.
Right, he kills the guy's wife, and the daughter goes into robot mode and says where the maze possibly is, like a hint, like a clue.
Right.
I do like that they cut back to the HQ or whatever, and he's like, hey, this guy's causing some problems here. Should we try and stop him? And it's like, no, it's not really. But there is a part where a robot grabs him.
He says that gentleman gets whatever he wants. I think.
Does he say? Right. Yeah. See, now does he single out? Does he?
I don't know.
Because I was talking to my brother about this.
Yeah.
And I heard that something along the lines, or it meant that our guests can do whatever they want.
I think that's what it
means. But does he single him out as that gentleman specifically can do whatever he wants?
I think you're supposed to maybe think, it's supposed to make you think, maybe, this guy gets special treatment, but I don't think so. I think any guests are let them do what they want. So I think I like the fact that they actually, they know that this guy's here doing stuff, but it's okay. It's not that they don't know what he's doing. They're monitoring everybody.
But they don't know that he's looking for this maze.
I guess not.
Because that seems because he's going to some great lengths here.
But even, maybe the makers
They have to notice it, though.
Maybe, but here's the thing. Maybe a lot of the staff, they don't know what the fuck the maze is. Maybe it's only something like Anthony Hopkins knows about.
Right.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, maybe he doesn't even know what the hell it is.
Right. Something really big in this episode that I noticed. In the street, because I was really trying to pay attention to what time was happening, if this, William being Men in Black theory was true. I was trying to keep track of what timeline was which, and what was happening.
Right.
So, Dolores has a vision in the street of the memory of the gunfight, and that's when she says the line to Maeve, and I guess makes Maeve a little crazy, and that was in the time when the Man in Black is around. Now, later in the episode, at 22 minutes and 30 seconds, Dolores, she's doing her routine. She's at her horse, dropping the can, and she's using her satchel.
Dolores!
And she stops and looks into the glass.
Yes.
And that's an irregularity. That's not something.
I sounded too enthusiastic.
That doesn't seem. Yeah, that doesn't seem like something she'd normally do. That seems like something the new Dolores would do. But that happened in the time of William. So, if that was 30 years ago, why is she malfunctioning? That seems like a malfunction is going on.
That seems like it's present day.
Yeah,
Not...
but it wasn't
also,
because
I just want to add...
This is what happened. They show the shot of William and his friend going into the tavern, and they do one long shot with no cut, going to Dolores and her looking at the mirror. So that's the same time as William.
Also, regarding the Man in Black, when the people, like the SWAT team guy, is watching, and it says, this guy just took down an entire posse. You want me to slow him down? I just looked at the part because I'm watching online here at HBO Go with the subtitles on, and the guy says, "That gentleman." Hold on, let me get the exact line here. Sorry, stand by.
He says, I have it wrote down. That gentleman gets what he wants.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he says that. He specifically says that gentleman. Also, before that, when Ed Harris is talking to the guy, when they're in his little village and his family's there, and they're like, oh, my cousins are coming, etc., and the guy comes out with the special reserve whiskey, he spills it when he's filling the other glass. I don't know if that was significant for anything, but I don't know.
Well, then the bartender shoots it.
Basically...
Well, then he gets shot, but I just found it strange that this guy is spilling whiskey. I don't know why. I felt like that seemed uncharacteristic of an android.
So basically, going back to what I was saying with Dolores, and that she looked at her reflection, and then after that, it's like the secret meeting with Bernard and Dolores. I feel like her looking at her reflection, like that was the Dolores of the time with the Man in Black, where she's like screwed up. So that's why I don't think that the Man in Black is William, because I think it's the same time.
Right.
Because of that. But if he is William and it is a different time, I don't understand why she stopped and looked at herself in the mirror. That's weird.
Well, she is the oldest one there, though. She's the oldest host.
Yeah.
But it seemed to be
they mentioned that in the
to
first
what
episode.
Had happened, though.
So
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but she may have been there when the accident occurred that they allude to, 30
incident.
years ago. Like, we may be with William, we may be about to see what this accident was.
Oh, so maybe, I don't know, maybe they malfunctioned during this time and that's showing you that they did?
Do you think...
I don't know.
Do you think she's malfunctioning? Because I just think that she's sentient, but she's just hiding it.
No, I think they're becoming aware.
Like,
I don't think... Well, I mean,
that's
you
the
can
thing.
call it a malfunction.
But that's what doesn't make sense. If they're becoming aware, that was 30 years ago. So what
yeah, so I think she might be hiding it for that long, if that's the case.
Yeah.
Waiting for the other robots so that she can start doing her thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm leaning more towards, based on the evidence that Boss has presented, I'm leaning more towards that's William is not a flashback. That's present day. Because she does say, but here's the thing. Now I don't know. I just did it again.
I was going really crazy.
Because
the
accident could be from 30 years ago where these violent delights have violent ends. There was an incident. Maybe this has happened before.
Right. Maybe
this kind of thing. We don't know what the incident was.
I think
we could have been watching what it was there.
Yeah, I think that's got to be the most logical explanation. But I was going I watched this last night pretty late, and I was going to bed thinking about it. I was like, maybe it's like another dimension, and the robots can affect each other no matter what dimension they're in. I don't know, that's crazy shit.
Interesting.
I don't know.
I think Boss has lost his mind.
Yeah.
I was confused by that. It didn't make any sense. I thought it was actually like a mistake. I don't know. Yeah, so apparently, like you said before, Bernard is doing something with Dolores. He's screwing her up. Because when they talked, that was like, if you look at that scene, it's like a different place. It looks like a secret area that they're talking in.
Yeah,
it's not the same type of...
there was something strange there, and
right,
you haven't told anybody, right?
It's like an old lab nobody uses
in
anymore.
Your event log and all this shit.
Yeah, it's like some lab nobody else uses anymore. It's hidden or something. It was weird. That's all I really have to say. It's in my notes.
No, they're good notes. No, I told Boss, I said in the text, I've never watched a show, and after the first 2 episodes, thought about it so much and was reading into it, and so I mean, it does a good job with that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's that. That's what I mean. It's J.J. Abrams is involved, so it's like mysterious, lost type, that kind of like mystery. I'm just hoping it doesn't end up disappointing us.
Yeah.
No, the next episode, because Neil Marshall's directing, he's the one who did Blackwater and Game of Thrones and The Watchers on the Wall. Like, he's only done 2 episodes, and the 2 episodes he's done are like amazing. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at his stuff here. Like, he doesn't really direct a lot of stuff, but everything he directs is really good.
Well, one of the things I liked about this episode too, again, and we heard "Painted Black" in the first one, the orchestral version, on the piano.
Also, Black Hole Sun.
Yeah, Black Hole Sun.
That's right, Black Hole Sun.
Radiohead, No Surprises.
Yes, that was what I was going to mention. They had the automatic piano thing. It plays a No Surprises from Radiohead. I forgot about the Black Hole Sun, though. That's fantastic. Yeah, that's really cool.
And there was another song, too. Interesting. I almost wonder if, like, maybe they put a song, like, they make, I remember that song, and if they're smart, they should put a song, like, that doesn't exist yet, like a future song.
They should have him play. They should have the Game of Thrones song in there.
Oh my god!
On that old-timey piano machine. All I think of when I see those machines and something is Naked Gun. The scene of Naked Gun or Frank Drebin.
Oxnard and I, we were wondering, are they drinking really real whiskey? Are they eating really real food? Is it good food? Is it good whiskey? Can they make it instantly?
Yeah, I was thinking all the food, especially if you're paying for it, is like going on a cruise. Like you're not gonna be eating shit.
I thought the same thing. I thought these people, you're going and you're getting a meal. Like if it was truly to replicate that era, it would be shit food. Like but you'd be like, well, let's get a fine steak, and it
might be a good steak.
This is not a fine steak. By our
might be a good steak.
What am I paying for? What?
I think it might be a really good steak.
No, I think that's what I'm saying. I think that it is like.
But even if it was like
made it more like Oxnard said, like you've gone on a vacation, and you were having a nice meal that you can't ordinarily get, at home. It's not like a steak how they would make it at that time.
No, I think it would be good.
You think it would be good?
Hell yeah.
I think it would be under-seasoned.
It'd be organic.
I think Gordon Ramsay would have a fucking stroke if he ate.
They got like rock salt, and it's like organic beef. Best you can
they had a steak in There Will Be Blood. Didn't he eat a steak there? Wasn't that pretty good looking?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, everybody ate steak back then. That doesn't mean they didn't eat steak.
You got butter?
Potatoes?
You got milk?
Potatoes?
I'll have a steak and a glass of milk, please. I made a deal with Union Oil. I don't know. I just feel like... Also, it's literally just... I think that guy had an uncooked potato on his plate when the one guy, Logan... was eating when the old prospector comes back, the one-eyed guy comes back, and he's like, oh, I have a secret, I know where there's a treasure, I'd like to reward you, and he gets stabbed in the hand.
Yeah.
It just looked like he literally had a potato, and then a raw potato on his plate, and then a steak.
Well, Westworld caters to other appetites, Dexter.
Ooh, yes.
I thought it was, like, hilarious that, like, the robots that try to get them to do adventures...
I thought that was awesome because the whole time I'm watching it, I was like,
"It's a video."
I want to talk to you about. Yeah, isn't it, boss? When you watch it, isn't it just like a DM's wet dream?
That one guy who falls off the cart and he wants him to do his treasure hunt. It reminded me of Freg from Oxnard's Adventure.
Yeah,
who's trying to get us to do his quest.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Hello there, boys. Have some free money.
Oxnard DM'd some for us one time. We have it recorded. I don't think it's ever been released.
2 episodes were released.
2 episodes released. Oh, okay. So yeah, in the beginning, if you've heard the beginning, the first one, the captain of the ship that mine and Boz's characters were on is desperately trying to have us join him for a quest.
He was trying to give you a quest.
We utterly ignored him.
It was ridiculous. Trying to keep us on a ship, and we wanted to get off desperately.
We just were fuck that. See you later.
It was the simplest task. It was like some of the cargo fell overboard. Are you going to help them get it out? It's like, no. Well, fuck me then, I guess. What do you want to do?
Here's the thing. I wasn't thinking of it in terms of experience. Like, I can get easy experience. I wasn't thinking of it like that.
Right.
No, you know what? It would have been easier for us to do it if we hadn't been near the town yet. I think that's what it was. Right. Like, we were right by the city, and we were like, basically, both our characters had zero interest in doing any work to contribute
and they just
to
wanted
the
to do
crew
drugs.
of the ship. Yeah, basically. And then we were
drugs?
just like, we were ready to move on and get off the ship. It was
to do
God,
what?
so
I have
funny.
no idea. But
I don't even know what. I don't know. My character is crazy. So
no, because when I'm watching the show, it's like it'll be awesome. Like in the future, like you have a park, and like for a month, the park is like this theme. And so maybe for a month it is like a D&D campaign.
That'd be awesome.
Or something like that. But then I was thinking about it, like a D&D type world, I think it would be tricky to do in that setting, especially if you can't get hurt and you can't die.
Yeah.
Probably more like a medieval world than like a fantasy thing.
It's got to be kind of boring, Westworld, because they can't hurt you.
Well, that's the point the
that's
show
what
makes.
The Man in Black, any confrontation, it doesn't matter. He just strolls in, and when he rescues the guy from being hung, so he can talk to him and bring him back to his home, he just kills all those people, no problem. And when you see him at the shootout at that guy's village, before he, gets to the location of this maze, he's being hit. He doesn't give a shit, obviously. It doesn't matter. So I think that's why he is bored, and that's why he knows that there's something deeper.
Yeah.
And so that's why he's driven to discover it, because he keeps coming back there and he loves it there, but there's got to be something more for him. And one of the interesting things I found I didn't understand is the Man in Black during that shootout at the village. There's one guy at the end of the shootout that's hiding behind a large piece of wall, whatever, concrete or whatever
clay.
Wall. Yeah, and he does something special. The Man in Black pulls back the hammer of his gun and then clicks something else as he's cocking it, and then he aims and shoots right through the wall, through the guy's throat. I had no idea.
I think some
going
revolvers you can adjust the hammer or something like that. Hold on.
So it's more powerful of a shot?
Yeah, it becomes more like a blast or something. Hold on. Revolver.
What did you think of the end when Anthony Hopkins reveals his chapel? Well, first of all, he takes his elevator up to Westworld, which is interesting.
Oh, yeah, so that was very interesting. So, I mean, how often does he go in there is the one thing. And then you see the young British boy who must be Anthony Hopkins' character as a boy that he created.
I don't think so.
Because they say, the reason I thought they said that, and they said that, the reason I'm saying that, I was beyond third person.
Who are you?
The reason that I'm thinking that is because, first of all, is British, and that's one factor. The other thing is that the way he speaks and the things that he's saying, Anthony Hopkins says, "Oh, my father said the same thing." And there are only a few British characters in this, and so I thought, that's just what led me to believe, just in that moment, that that's Anthony Hopkins as a child. Because why would you say "Oh yeah, my father said the same thing"? It's such a weird thing that the kid said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. I'm not sold on that being him.
Plus, he didn't seem surprised to see the kid there at all.
Yeah, he did. He was like, "Huh?"
He did?
Well, he was sort of like, "Huh?" when the kids talked to him, but he wasn't shocked that there's a kid walking around.
Right.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's what I was thinking. And then also, he just has complete dominion over everybody there. He's just okay, go away now. And the kid's like, "Yes, master, I will leave." And just he just knows all the phrases, the key phrases to give to initiate his controls over them.
Yeah, he just waves his hand and he controls the snake. So he must have he probably has some additional powers over these things.
What does he say too? What is it? The line about magic? I thought that was really a cool thing that he says.
We're magicians. If we were doing this back in the day, we'd be burned at the stake. Because what we're doing is basically...
No, that's what he says about Occam's razor.
Okay.
With the other one. No, he tells the boy, as he's controlling the snake, he says something, because the boy's like, oh, that's magic. And he says something about magic. I'm trying to find the...
Wait, here we go. Dexter, Ed Harris, he uses a Lamont revolver, which actually has 2 barrels. The top barrel shoots regular bullets, and there's a lower barrel that shoots almost like a shotgun. It shoots pellets.
Oh, he did have the thicker casing.
Yeah, look up a Lamont revolver, and it has a picture there, and how you cock the hammer to do a certain kind of shot.
That's very interesting.
That's interesting. Wow. I did not pick that up, but that is an interesting detail.
He did have like a thicker bullet. I didn't know what that was about.
Yeah, that's the pellet.
He cartridge. Did. Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't notice that. I didn't notice that at all.
I watched it 3 times. So.
It has a 9 round, so you have 9 bullets, and then you can shoot pellets. It's pretty powerful.
So, like buckshot, you mean?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, and the line that he says is, everything in this world is magic except the magician.
Dun,
That's what he says. With the boy with the snake.
What'd you think of the chapel?
Oh, wow. Of the what?
Chapel was cool, but I thought it would be awesome if they pan up and it's like an upside down inverted cross or something. Like he's planning some like occult thing, because when they're talking to Teddy, Dolores' father robot, and he starts saying all that crazy stuff, and they go through his past history, and like they did have a storyline where he was like a devil worshipping cannibal or something.
He was like a cultist.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
That's what I want to see in Westworld.
That would be cool. Yeah.
That's like a D&D thing.
Definitely.
That is.
But what I find funny is like
one of our D&D things.
Yeah, they explain it away so easily, but come on, man! Like, look up the script from the past and make sure that really is.
Imagine the different storylines they've had here, though. I mean, this place has been around for 30+ years.
Yeah.
Sounds like they had good ones.
30 years ago there was an incident that doesn't mean that was the first year.
Oh.
I mean, this place might have been here for 30 years before that.
Hold the phone. I got another thought.
Phone is on hold.
I'm going back to when Dolores is looking.
There's a lot of escalators in the building, by the way, for the facility. But anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
I'm going back to the
like
part.
a fucking shitload of escalators.
I'm going back
it's mind-blowing.
I'm going back to the part when Dolores is looking at her reflection in the same time as William visited. After that, it goes to the scene with Bernard and Dolores talking. Now, I don't think that's the same time as when Dolores looks at her reflection. I think that's present time. Because otherwise...
When she looks at the reflection, it's present time, you're saying.
Well, I'm saying...
you think that it's when Bernard, she's looking at the reflection, and then when Bernard is talking to you, it's jumping ahead, or that's in the past?
I didn't finish. So I think... Yeah, sorry. I'm thinking that when she looks at her reflection, and the time when William is there, it is the present, the same time as the Man in Black. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But then it goes to Dolores with Bernard. Let's say that the Man in Black is William, and that's correct, and that she looked at her reflection and something was hinting that something screwed up happened 30 years ago. Mm-hmm. Well, why did it go to, it goes to Bernard speaking to her? That's the present, because Bernard doesn't look any younger.
Right.
Unless he's a robot.
Now, what would his reasoning be, though, for, let's say he is telling her to let go, he is planting these real-world items, he is directing Dolores. What is his reason? What's his motive?
He's just like a scientist. He's just interested.
He just wants to see what the results would be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Just wants to see the world burn. He's the Joker.
This is Jonathan Nolan. Nolan is involved in this, so... Do the hosts defecate and urinate?
I'm going to guess that they don't.
But, they drink. They drink sherry and whiskey.
Yeah, maybe they use it as fuel.
They might have a system to evaporate it and they pass gas, or I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
These are the answers we need.
Yes.
Do they require maintenance? Because I don't think that they have a digestive system but they're ingesting these things, these liquids. So maybe they have like a bladder system, like that collects these things, but then they require routine maintenance to empty whatever bladder they have within them.
Maybe they do. Maybe they do piss, because you see how they make it. Like, even their insides, it's all like perfect. You know, when you see the little synthetic fibers being put together and everything.
Maybe.
That's true. They have genitals.
Maybe there's a guest who experimented, and he's like, I'm going to get some hosts, get as much food as I can, make them eat until they die.
Maybe I want to go to Westworld.
Then we'll go camping.
Maybe I want someone to piss in my face in Westworld. Huh?
Oh, my God.
Maybe that's my thing.
Oh, my God.
Paying good money, I'm going to have a shitty steak,
and I
potato,
want someone to shit
raw.
a shitty steak on me.
Eat this and shit it on me.
Now, people were saying that they think William's friend and the bandit at the end of the first one are the same guy. I don't think they're the same guy.
Oh.
I think they're actually different actors.
Oh, they are. But they look somewhat similar. The bandit in the end of the first one is from Lost. His name is...
Oh, was he the guy who died from the
Rodrigo
spider bite?
Santoro. Is it? What's that, Oxnard?
Was that the episode with the spiders? That's stupid.
Yes, the stupid episode.
Yeah.
He was also... Rodrigo Santoro is his name. He was also Xerxes.
That's
in,
right, that's right.
300. He is kind.
Yeah, that guy,
And Ben Barnes plays Logan.
different
So they do
guys.
have a kind of similar look. I guess Ben Barnes could play a younger Rodrigo Santoro.
They made a Ben-Hur remake?
Yeah, don't even fucking bother with that shit.
What the fuck?
I saw, I don't remember who said it, but it might have just been some random thing on the internet. But it was a very good quote where it was like, instead of remaking good movies, people should remake bad movies into good movies.
Yeah, sure.
Why are people remaking classics? I can't believe we've gone this long without like a Casablanca remake.
Forbidden Planet.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck is going on here? Chinatown? Someone's gonna remake Chinatown?
No, I was just looking up like current movies that are out. None. Like, what the fuck is going on? What is this?
I don't know. I
All
don't
right.
get it.
What were we talking
So
about?
hold on.
Yeah.
What do you think of? What's his name? Jimmy Simpson's acting skills.
Who?
Jimmy Simpson, McBoyle.
Oh, I thought he plays William.
Oh,
He spells
he's
his
good.
name very annoyingly.
he's the first character they introduce that I feel is like, oh, I relate to him the most.
I guess.
I thought
it was
I think
funny.
he's a good actor because he's McPoyle from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I thought
He's
it
a
was
super
weird
creep.
watching him in something not like that.
He was
I've
in
seen him- he's
White
in
House
House of-
Down.
Was he?
Yeah, wasn't he?
I
He's
thought
in
it
House
was
of
really
Cards. I know
weird.
that.
Wasn't he the crazy like programmer guy?
Oh,
Who was,
yeah.
in charge
That's
of
funny.
everything?
Oh, he might have been. You know, that's really weird because if he's in White House Down, he plays a crazy programmer. In House of Cards, he plays a hacker. That's really interesting. But he spells his name. Jimmy Simpson is the actor's name. He spells his name Jimmi.
Fuck that guy.
That's really annoying. Sometimes I spell Jerry with a G and an I.
And oh no!
That infuriates me.
Oh yeah, another little interesting thing is Maeve, the whore, when she had her flashback
Oh,
of the Indians.
yeah, we didn't talk about that.
Of the Indian scalping.
Where she's like
Yeah.
a single mother.
Yeah, she's inside
Yeah.
the house with her kid, and she has her double-barrel shotgun ready, and the Indian that she sees crossing the windows opens the door, and it's the man in black. What's that about?
And so the man in black is the one that was scalping her?
I guess.
Because so this is where it gets interesting with him and we've seen him scalp before because he wants to get this maze thing that for some reason they have on their scalps, or some people do. And then the SWAT guys, like, that gentleman can do whatever he wants. It's very confusing. Did she at one point have information? How long has he been looking for this maze? Is he more involved is he involved with like funding this project? Because you see like Teresa always meets with they refer to corporate Bernard. They have a relationship. We didn't talk about that. Bernard and Teresa have a relationship.
Oh yeah,
they're seeing each other.
Really passionate relationship.
They're so passionate,
scintillating.
The other thing was that we didn't get into too much either. Is who is or is not a robot in the real world? Because there's some mystery around that. I think too, particularly with Bernard.
Here's the thing: if Jimmy, what's his name, William, is the Man in Black, and there's a 30-year time difference, maybe eventually we'll see the staff 30 years ago, so we'll know maybe who's a robot or not.
For some reason, I don't know why, I thought they were going to make Ed Harris and Anthony Hopkins like brothers or something. I don't know why.
They might. I mean, I'm telling you, Ed Harris might be either like a complete, like he might be like the, like a bazillionaire during this time, and he's a huge funder of Westworld because he loves it, and that's why he's just able to do whatever he wants. Or, like you said, like he and Anthony Hopkins are either related in some way, or they know each other in some way. Maybe they've had some kind of falling out. Anthony Hopkins is, like, holding some kind of information. Ed Harris is like, I'm going to find what Anthony Hopkins' character's made. I don't know.
I saw a stupid discussion video about this, and,
Was it one of ours?
No.
It was our episode one.
The guy mentioned
this video.
The guy mentioned
what, boss?
From Lost, there was a Man in Black who was like the smoke monster, and then he mentioned, this Man in Black. Mm. So hopefully this guy isn't like a figment of our imagination or some horse shit like that.
Well, J.J. Abrams likes, like light versus dark, men in black versus men in light.
He's
and
racist.
Then Michael Crichton likes...
He's racist. I'm just a huge racist. That's me. I'm J.J. Abrams, and I'm just a racist. I don't know why. I'm just a racist.
Trump for president. And Michael Crichton just likes amusement parks, weird amusement parks having some kind of disaster where the amusement park starts attacking the
where
patrons.
People play God.
Yeah, exactly. Cowboys find a way.
The West
Boss,
finds a way.
You had a funny thought here in text. What if they could banish men and women to Westworld by planting a chip in their brain, makes them think they're part of it, and then the tourists kill them?
Oh, yes.
As an alternative to the death penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
wait,
I like that
what?
idea.
Wait, can you repeat that? I don't think I caught that.
Let's say you're tried for murder, and the judge sentences you. You're going to Westworld, but first give him the chip.
Oh. Like Running Man. It's like Running Man.
Here's the thing. You're a guest in Westworld, and you shoot a host. It looks like a real person. You don't... let's say you don't go as far as the Man in Black and, take them apart and look at... Obviously, if you scalp a guy, you see a maze under their scalp. Right. It's not a real person. But you don't really go that far inspecting the bodies if you kill them most of the time if you're a guest. So, you really don't know if it was a real person.
I'm not planning on scalping people. Yeah.
Yeah, who's to say it was real or not?
Interesting.
I'm just looking at theories online. One is there are more androids than we think.
Well, yeah.
The hosts are based on real people. What does that mean?
Well, like we were saying, maybe Anthony, boy is Anthony Hopkins when he was a child.
Right.
Maybe these other people that he's designed, and maybe like Dolores is like an old girlfriend or something.
And then the other boy who feeds the horse might be related to Bernard.
Another theory says that Westworld exists on another planet, or perhaps even underwater. What's up with all the H2O and cold storage? Or perhaps a man-made island. And the other one is the
H2O and cold storage, I assumed, was because things were melting. Because it was cold storage and there was something wrong with it.
But we're not going to fix it.
Right.
Oh, here was something I forgot to mention. In the first one, Lee, the story writer, and the woman, Heather or something, they're talking. And Lee tries to make small talk. He says, so, when do you go to rotate home again?
Oh,
so does
right.
does the staff, does this whole staff leave at one point and a new one replace them?
That's interesting.
What the fuck is that about?
I don't know.
That's weird. So, when they rotate home, are they so far that they don't commute? Maybe they
Right,
are on
how
another
far?
planet.
Well, because they have. Well, you see Bernard going up that infinite number of escalators
Right.
to his
Get
hotel
an elevator,
room.
for fuck's sake.
So maybe
Yes,
they are
seriously.
ridiculously far away from where they actually
They
live.
might be. Yeah, they might be because he's got a hotel room that he stays in
Right,
there.
yeah, they're there permanently for a while.
That's why I think. I'm telling you, they're aliens, man.
Could be a space station.
Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised with that. Where's the train coming from, though?
Could be a moon base.
I mean, it
They're
looks
on the
kind of
moon.
weird if you look at it from where the train stops in the future, not in Westworld, but the future train. What's that station? Isn't there big, a glass wall? What's beyond that? It looks dark. I forget what it looked like completely, but I thought maybe that was spacey. And I liked that they had, they introduced hosts not in Westworld, so who knows how
What do you
many
mean?
people are
Oh,
hosts.
yes. He means when William shows up at the, before he goes in, he's talking to,
I was even thinking that when Lee, the story writer, he's pissed off at the girl who's making the Indian guy, and he bashes its nose. I was thinking maybe the people who make the hosts, maybe that girl was a host. Maybe hosts make hosts. And that's why he was just fucking screaming at her. Nobody cares because she's a host.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
That's kind of creepy. You make robots so that they make themselves.
Yes, right? That's fucked up.
Oh, man.
He's the only character in the show where I was like, I guess you're supposed to find them douchey, but it's come on.
Yeah.
Little overacting for my
Yeah,
taste.
it is. But, if you think about it, would you have actual people making the robots? Don't you want it to be, precise and done perfectly each time? Isn't that a robotic task?
Well, I don't think they're making the robot. I think they're making the template that will then be the
Signing.
original copy that they make. You know what I mean?
Like the artistry?
Yeah. You hire an artist. When you do molds of something, you make the original out of clay, then you put the whatever around it, and then you make it from that. You make copies of that over and over again.
I thought going back to that Native American guy who was going to scalp Maeve, I thought he was fucking scary looking. Holy shit. His war paint?
Yeah.
Nuts. I thought that was cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's about it. I'm done. Spent.
Another theory is William is actually Anthony Hopkins when he was younger.
Ah.
Oh.
I like that.
But he created the world, didn't he?
I guess.
Did he?
Not a very good theory.
Did he?
I thought he was. Yeah, I thought he was the creator.
Did
of
they say
everything.
that?
Yeah, he's the main. Yeah, he's the head main guy.
They don't say he made it.
For some reason, I thought it was. I don't know why. I can't remember why specifically. If there was a specific dialogue, I'm assuming there was that made me think that
They look
this is
similar.
his. That he is the one that made Westworld. This is all him.
They do resemble each other.
I don't think they resemble each other.
I think so. They got a little thing going. They both got a thing going on with their nose.
Yeah, Dexter. That
Yeah,
thing
they
with
both
their
have
nose.
one.
Look at them both next to each other. That's what
Look at them smelling things.
Westworld's currently number 1 in popularity on IMDb.
Do you think it's gonna be on TV the same time that Walking Dead is and crush it? I hope.
I don't
hope
know,
so.
man. I don't understand what's going on with Walking Dead. It's shocking to me.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. Did Walking Dead start or not yet? I had no idea. Had not even thought about it until you mentioned it. I'm basically not watching that show, I don't think.
I feel like
That show could have been on for weeks and I wouldn't have known.
I feel like this show is moving at a good pace.
Yeah. The show is excellent. Walking Dead is very unexcellent to me at this point.
Well, things are happening.
The writing, everything that's going on, I've completely lost interest. They finally got to something interesting in Walking Dead with Negan, and it took so long to get there, and then I just don't care anymore. That was the problem with Walking Dead.
We gotta take our
It's just,
time.
I've completely lost interest.
You gotta take it slow. Let's think it out.
Let's make this last as long as we can. That's what AMC is thinking. That's what they want. That's why I like HBO with Game of Thrones. Even what they're doing is what, only 12 episodes left or something. There's a 7-episode season coming up.
Yeah.
I mean, don't drag shit out.
I want to try to send you guys a picture.
Uh-oh. Am I getting another...
Oxnard, remember when you were talking about horses?
Speaking of horses.
What was that?
I don't know. He's opening a bottle of champagne, I think.
That was my
Open up
penis.
can
Speaking
of
of
horse
horses, Clark, I just bought 10. Let's
How do I
celebrate.
do this? Send files. Now listen, no matter what this is, you accept these files.
I
No
never
matter
heard
what.
that phrase and something.
Alright, I
never
did it.
Can't think straight. Let's see. Okay.
I think they look pretty similar.
Oh.
Yeah, but what if he was looking to the left instead of the right? See?
No, he's not, though.
I don't see the resemblance at all.
I don't know.
I know.
He also looks like the Man in Black. This guy looks like everybody.
I mean, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm not saying that you're wrong here. I'm just saying I don't see the resemblance.
Maybe
His looks are the way chickens taste.
Hey, maybe William is both of them.
When did William develop his English accent? That's what I'd like to know.
It happens, man. You spend a
That's
year in
key.
London.
I feel like that's a key flaw in
I
this
think so,
theory.
too.
Oh, yeah. By the way, when did he become British?
Well, here's the thing. Ed Harris, the Man in Black, he sort of has like a westerny accent.
I feel like Ed Harris always talks that way. I don't know.
Maybe William developed that in Westworld for 30 years.
I want to see like a Canadian in Westworld. See how that works out.
Hello, eh?
Oh, hey,
I'm gonna shoot
cowboys
you now,
over
eh?
here, eh?
Oh, so
Boat.
here, hold on. What would you
Is there a
guys
hockey
do?
world?
If you entered Westworld, if you're a guest, what would you do?
Probably have sex with hot android prostitutes.
Find the
I don't know.
nearest horse or child and see what happens. No,
I'd probably
I
be
really
more like William in the beginning.
I would have done that adventure with the drunk guy to find his treasure.
Yeah.
That looked pretty fun.
Yeah, that did seem fun. I
Yeah.
think I would want to like shop. I would go to like the blacksmith.
You'd go antiquing.
No, yeah, no, I would definitely no. Yeah, I would look at like all the random like I don't know props, and I would go to the blacksmith, see what he's selling, see if I can get a cool like knife or something. I don't know.
Now, if you buy
take-
something, can you take it home with you?
Exactly. I was just going to ask
I
that.
don't think so.
Like a
'Cause-
good cast iron skillet?
What about even the things that you buy that you take, before, like William gets all these clothes and stuff like that, and then he goes into Westworld? Is that something that I say, hey, keep that because when you come back, you can wear it again? Or like Oxnard suggested, if you buy something in there, can you take it with you? I don't know.
I feel like I would go to the gun shop. I'd go to the blacksmith. I would go everywhere.
He's not answering my question.
I don't know. I don't think you take stuff. No.
You don't agree with that?
Property of Westworld.
Oh.
What am I paying for then?
You're paying for the experience.
Yes.
Paying for the horse.
Paying for all that horse. All the horse you can handle.
Now, couldn't they make the animals talk? What if I wanted to talk to a horse?
No, it's not fantasy Westworld.
Unbelievable.
Maybe that's what Anthony Hopkins is designing. Maybe there's a quest that he has where you have to talk to a horse.
Now, what if I get into a fist fight with like another guest?
Then
Do they
security
jump in and
comes.
stop it?
Yeah, security, man.
So it's not like Six Flags where I can just punch a grandma walking by.
No.
Well, one of the Looney Tunes characters will come over and stop you.
Now, how long do you guys think you get to stay?
I think
As long as you want, as long as you're paying, I think.
Yeah,
But it restarts, though.
it does, and they're not really clear as to when the restart happens.
I would assume...
Yeah, but-
No, I think that the guests are only there a certain amount of time. One cycle. And then new guests come, it starts over.
You
But
think
how
it's
long
like
is
one
the cycle?
day?
How? No, well, Ed Harris has been there more than one day.
No, I think it's more than one day. I think that Ed Harris's character just keeps coming back.
But he has the same stuff. He has the scalp.
Well, no, I don't think that's... maybe he... I don't know. Maybe he hides it somewhere? Because really the only things that get reset
what
are
resets?
the robots,
Just,
like what
just
they
the,
do.
Yeah, just the people get reset, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably the sets get repaired.
Yeah.
Chairs get
Hide
repaired.
something.
Yeah, but they don't necessarily, like, things don't get deleted, like, suddenly the guy... Because,
like,
like,
yeah,
what
you can
happens
hide
with
it
the
in
guy
the middle
that
of
he
the desert.
scalped? Don't they have to find him in order to reset him?
No, you just hide it in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, but so I'm saying, when they reset everything, like, he's just gone suddenly, right?
No, they'll get a new... I guess, like we said before, maybe they just make the robot again.
Yeah, but they would... No, but they wouldn't... I don't think they just remake everybody. I think they keep... They don't. They keep reusing them. Because
then
with
maybe they just fix
whatever
it.
Maeve or whatever her name is, like, she's getting old now. That's
I'm
what
sure
I'm saying.
they
They're
could
going to
make another
retire
scalp.
her. If they would notice this is the thing with Ed Harris's character, the Man in Black. They're going to notice that these people are missing, or like they're going to find the dealer, the blackjack dealer or whatever. And they're going to notice, they're going to find him, and they're going to find that his scalp is gone, because they're going to have to fix that.
Well, I don't think they need his scalp to fix it. They'll just put another scalp on.
Oh, you think they'll just say, like, that's not strange that his scalp is missing?
No, it's like the
You don't think
Wild
they'll-
West. There are Native American guys everywhere.
Yeah, but they must know that he has a maze drawn underneath his scalp.
No, that's the thing.
Look-
Maybe they don't. Like I said, maybe not a lot of people know about the maze.
Maybe only a select few higher ups that wouldn't be doing that grunt work, you're saying.
Right.
Now, what if I go for a hike on the cliffs? What if I fall off a cliff?
Well, you're dead.
But is it really? They're gonna let the guests like go walking around,
Yeah,
getting drunk,
if
walk
you
around
sign
the
a
cliff?
waiver. They ask you all those health questions
No, you're
before
not
you start.
dead. The player can't get hurt.
That's what
No,
I'm saying.
you can. Yes, you can get hurt.
No, I could shoot. If I'm a host and you're a player, I could shoot you in the face and
But that's
nothing will
because
happen.
the guns don't work on players.
Yeah, but I don't understand. Why would they would go out of their way to design it so that guns and things can't hurt you, but the environment can?
Well, they have no control over that. It's just like you're
No,
walking
that's not
around.
true. They designed
It's
every pebble,
like,
every
no,
grain
hold
of
on,
sand.
hold on. It's like I'm at Six Flags and I just fucking walk past the fence and go. I
Lay on the
straddle. I straddle a rail for the roller coaster and let it run me over. Whoops!
What? I don't think so.
It's the same kind of thing. We got to worry about you falling.
Yeah, but they don't want you
Yes,
to go
they
on the
do.
rail. They
They
put a
don't-
fence up. In this place, you're allowed to just go to the dangerous part.
Yeah, you're allowed to go. In the first one, they go hiking. They're like hiking up a cliff. It's a narrow, passage up a cliffside.
The only way you can get hurt is like falling, basically.
I don't think you're. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. It's confusing because if I were to trip and fall, I might sprain my ankle, if I'm just in town.
But that's
and so
the thing.
therefore, if I fall off a cliff, I'm probably dead.
Yes.
But at the same time, I have trouble believing that they would, that the people who run the park would send you on an adventure to places that would put you in that kind of danger. And
Well, it's
then
just like
if
if you
you
go
just
hiking.
fall, then well, he's dead. We
It's
lost
just like
another
if you
one.
go hiking. It's like
No,
if you go
I
hiking.
agree with you. I'm just saying
It's not
it's
their fault.
difficult. I don't know what to think about.
They sign a
It's-
waiver or something too, saying, "Listen, if you're dumb enough to go hiking and fall off a cliff, it's your fucking fault."
If you're dumb enough to go hiking, everyone knows that hiking is one of the dumbest things you could do.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what they do. I'm saying, boss, I'm not arguing with you. I'm saying I honestly don't know.
I mean, injuries. If you get injured, they could have. I'm sure they could have like first aid come on the scene immediately.
Yeah, but can you imagine what the insurance policy must be for this place? Because can you imagine the lawsuits they face on a regular basis?
Waivers.
It's all waivers.
They sign a waiver.
Waivers.
So you put up a sign, you can do whatever the hell you want.
Yes.
You just put up a sign that says waivers.
I hereby sign my life away so I could play in Westworld.
So that I could sex with a silicon prostitute.
What if there's a stampede, like the cows go nuts and I get trampled?
They don't.
But what if? What if I purposely put my head under a hoof, like I really want it to happen? Like I have a death wish.
Again,
are they going to stop me?
Listen, all this stuff is on surveillance.
What if I pack my coat pockets with heavy stones and I walk into the river like Virginia Woolf?
They're going to be like, what the fuck? This guy keeps going to Westworld to kill himself.
This is what we were well, this was either
this
last
guy's
episode
back.
This was either last episode or this one we were talking about it. Like, we were talking about Oxnard presented the bizarre pedophile scenario.
Well, that just makes me sound weird. The bizarre pedophile scenario. Brought to you by Oxnard.
No, but honestly, what if, like, so if players can hurt other players, if, like, we're standing right next to each other and I decide to stab Oxnard out of the blue, I mean, nobody is going to make it there in time. I could slit his throat.
I could kill anybody in the theme park, too. In Six Flags.
He'd be dead before a security got there. So,
Yeah,
I mean, that's not like
thing,
some kind of safety net.
That doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's the same argument if I go to Six Flags and kill somebody with a knife.
What if I... Okay,
no, but you were saying that there's surveillance. Like, there's things you can't... That prevent these things from happening.
No. I'm saying...
Because they're watching you. I'm saying that I can do something before and they can see it and they can't stop it.
I'm saying the surveillance is proof that these fucking people hurt themselves on their own accord.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying that, like... They're surveilling, so that means they can stop people from doing certain things.
But
I was like,
evidence of you fucking being an idiot and killing yourself.
Yeah, but okay, how about this? I'm playing poker. I'm doing shots of whiskey, and I think I'm playing poker with a guy who I think is a host, but is actually another guest.
Yeah.
And he really pisses me off because I lose and I stab him in the face.
There must be some.
Or you just say, this guy's cheating, and you shoot him in the face. There's no way that players can hurt other players in this game. There's no way.
They must know who other guests are, and there's something stopping them.
No, but they don't. Like, you mean guests know who other guests are?
Yeah.
No, they don't, because when Logan and William are having dinner before Logan stabs the prospector or whatever he is in the hand, they're like, "Oh, how do you know like who's who?" And the guy Logan, he pulls out his gun. He's like, "Oh, well, let's find out," because he's just going to shoot somebody in the head. So that to me says that if he shoots somebody in the head and they die, they're a host. If nothing happens, they're a player. There's no way, also, like, logistically, that they could allow players to hurt other players in this game, because otherwise people would be dying left and right.
Yeah, so the knife thing is unknown right now.
They'll be brought up next episode.
Or, any kind of melee weapon.
What do you mean the knife thing is unknown?
Right.
What do you mean, though?
If me and you are guests and I try to stab you with a knife, we don't know if that...
No, nothing will happen. You can't stab me. We're both guests.
That's what I'm saying.
Guests can't hurt other guests.
But
that's
hold on.
So does the knife disintegrate?
Listen, with the guns, they could have some kind of technological component so it just doesn't work on other guests. With a knife, I'm stabbing you with a knife. I don't know what they could do
You
with
think
this
they
knife.
wouldn't have thought about that? Why would they even offer knives? My point is that they're like, the whole point of this place is like you can... Well, they keep saying, like, there's two different things. There's two different themes with that, like... The people who want to go nuts, like Logan and Lee, who designs the stories, they're like, oh, people want to like cut loose. They want to find out who they really are, what they're capable of, etc. And then Anthony Hopkins posits like the other idea.
They already know who they are.
Yeah. But, so my point is that they know that people are coming in and they come into this world knowing that they can do virtually whatever they want to anyone.
I don't know how you prevent a knife from stabbing.
They design everything.
Tell me, with infinite future
I don't know.
technology...
You're telling me. I don't know how they design any of it. You're telling
maybe
me
the
to
knife...
explain to you the scientific process of how they do this?
Maybe the knife also has like a technological component. Maybe it's like a digital thing in there, and so when you try and stab someone, maybe it just falls apart.
Maybe it's
Otherwise, people would be, or it just goes into them and doesn't do anything. They're obviously, like, Ed Harris is getting hit with bullets, and you can see the dust flying off him from the impact, but nothing happens to him. So there must be the same kind of thing happening with a knife. I'm just saying, there's no way that this place could say, "Oh yeah, we've stopped, so people can't shoot each other, but they can stab each other." It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. That's all I'm saying. They must have had that. Otherwise, people would be real people. Guests would be getting murdered by other guests on a regular basis because you don't know who is or is not a guest.
They gotta explain that. So you can just do
whatever the fuck you want.
They gotta explain that because I don't understand.
Because here's the thing: because I can walk into Westworld, like I get off the train, I can pull my knife out, and I can just start stabbing and slicing anybody's throat that I want. It doesn't matter. So, I mean, they're not gonna, you know? So, like, I don't know who is a guest or not a guest. That's the whole point.
What?
They're not gonna allow that to happen. Huh?
Maybe it's like a force field.
Sure. Always with the force fields. Next episode is called The Stray. What's that about? A dog?
A horse. Stray horse.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Any predictions for the third episode?
I hope no dogs die.
But what if I want to kill a dog in Westworld?
I'll fucking kill you.
A dog can kill you in Westworld. That's the one thing.
Good.
I don't know. Honestly. Well, I don't know, maybe Anthony Hopkins and Ed Harris will have a chance encounter.
I do like how like the programmers and stuff like enter the world and just like walk around.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see Bernard in there. Well, we did see Bernard in there. He was walking with Anthony Hopkins when they were talking about his secret project. So yeah, I wonder if Bernard. Oh, see, so Bernard does know how to get in there. So it's perfectly reasonable that he planted the gun and the picture.
Oh, look at this. Nolan took inspiration from video games like BioShock Infinite, Red Dead Redemption, and Skyrim to deal with the narrative's moral component on a spectrum.
Interesting. That's awesome.
He probably never even finished the Dark Brotherhood questline.
What a loser.
Oh, man.
It wasn't that good anyway.
Jonathan Nolan really sucks. He makes shit.
All right, anything else? I just noticed we've been recording for 2 hours and 12 minutes.
Oh, boy.
No, I think I'm done.
I'm not going to watch the next episode.
You say you recorded yourself, right, boss?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And you know how to save it?
Yes, I doodle.
All right, well, I'm Oxnard.
I'm Dexter.
I'm Boss.
If you have any questions, ask away.
Yeah, or theories that we haven't discussed, feel free to comment. Leave your ideas in the comments.